What's going down, y'all? It's your girl, JayBee, in the place to be, and the place to be right now is in the studio with J Haleem. Excited to do this interview? Check it out.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy J Haleem. We are back in the studio with another session. Again, I'm so happy to be here in Vegas. Vegas has been treating me well. J Haleem in the studio has been rocking and rolling. People have been coming in here. And listen, I always tell y'all when we first start the show, I plan on upgrading every single time. And yes, I did not miss. Now, I don't want to make her feel bad because I got to find somebody to be better than her. But I know this is about to be the best interview I had so far being here in Vegas. And I am in the studio right now, literally, or who I have in the studio with me right now is the one and only JayBee Beasley, or Miss JayBee. How you doing?
I'm amazing. Come on, intro. Not mine, yours. That was great. I know it feels good to hear that.
No,
I'm in the studio with J Haleem. I love that.
Listen, man, when I heard about the things that you were doing, I'm like, are you serious? And then I go to these games and I am literally floored. I didn't even think about this as a business and what people are doing. Cause a lot of times nobody knows how people get these jobs, how people are working and doing these things, but your job and your work is exciting.
Yeah. For sure.
You're exciting other people.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that type of spirit, you can't be there, and they're counting on you. They're counting on you. This is $1 billion industry that you're working in, or industries that you're working in. And they're counting on you when they come to the entertainment capital to do your thing. Yeah. So we got to be honored to have you in here. Again, I got to thank you so much and give you your flowers ahead of time before we get into all your business and stuff like that. But no, learning a lot about you and just excited to have you here. I want to start off with just talking about, how did you get the name JayBee, and how did you make it so popular, and how you start popping out like this in Vegas? What's the story?
Oh, man. So I got to give honor to my mother, who named me Jennifer Beasley. Mm-hmm. But I don't look like a Jennifer. So I never really, connected with that name anyway, just because it was always like 5 Jennifers in the classroom or in the boardroom, in any room, in the grocery store.
I get that.
So I was like, how can I differentiate myself? And I'm also a twin.
Oh,
and
wow. So
Jasmine and Jennifer and Jasmine, I'll put my name first because I came out first. Neither one of us really resonate with our names. It's my initials.
It's all making sense.
Yeah,
it's all
my
making
initials,
sense.
JayBee, but when I introduce myself, I'm like, hi, I'm JayBee, just believe.
Wow.
It helps, one, because then people always say JC, JP, JD. I'm like, a lot of
How
things
they mess that up?
They do. Everyone does. I get BJ a lot too. I don't
really
understand that. If you're 50 or over, let me say 60 or over, it's always BJ for whatever reason. But yeah, JayBee just came. The just believe part, I was always my names and socials and on Instagram and things were always just JayBee. Because I didn't really feel significant in those times. And then life happened. And I was like, well, I'm more than that.
Wow.
So hence the social media, more to JayBee, more to me than what you see, more to you than what you do. And yeah, JayBee, just believe. It's
funny. I asked that question. It might seem typical, but for me, people ask me that all the time. Where did J Haleem come from? Where did J Haleem come from? And it's actually an abbreviation of my name.
Okay.
And briefly, I had to use that name, me coming up as I was a felon when I was younger. And then I moved back to the place where I became a felon and found out somebody with my same government name was a pedophile.
Oh, no.
So I could not use my name for 2 different reasons.
Yeah.
And so I had to come up with something else. And that's how J Haleem just started. Okay. I had to make some type of abbreviation. I remember literally working at a gig and somebody saying, "Oh, I know you. You went to so-and-so high school. I'm not from here. I know exactly who you're talking about." So yeah, and I'm like, let me ask other people how what was they going through when they came up with their nicknames and things of that nature. And I never lose when I ask that question. People think it's something simple, but I would have never thought. I didn't know you was a twin.
Yeah.
Didn't know you didn't like the name Jennifer. Now I definitely agree. It's always about 5 or 6 Jennifers in a group of women. So I can see that. But the just believe part, I think people are going to stand on that, take that, and let it resonate with them. How have you been able? You got a testimony from somebody who you gave that to, and it changed their life, or they said it hit them. And something powerful about it.
You know what I've noticed a lot in life is that people don't always tell you how things impact them. I can guess maybe. I know when I say it to people and I'm just introducing myself, they'll be like, "Oh, just believe. I like that," and I can see the introspection in their mind. I can see their eyes roll back, like I should just believe, huh? Yeah. Or if I write it on something, I'm like, "Just believe, JayBee." As like that tagline. I can see the thoughts go through their head, and that's what I want. You don't have to tell me. You think about it. How do you think you should believe? How do you think you should show up? So I see it like that.
Having the type of job that you have to have one of those infectious spirits. How do you get prepped to give all what you want to give to everybody, because it can't be easy?
Great question. It's in me. It's not on me.
I love it.
So when I wake up, I'm very, very grateful. As a survivor, I'm just like, oh, I really didn't have to be here today. Yeah. And I know a lot of people that go through many things every day, and don't have the opportunity to wake up and say, let me do a change. Let me think of something else to, make my life a little bit better. So I wake up with that, number one, and then when I go to work, like you said, it's fun, it's exciting. I don't really think of it as work. Yes, like when I'm waking up, like, oh Lord, I gotta be somewhere. I can't just lay here. Yeah. But when I'm there, it's not work for me. It's like it's literally what I want to do, what I believe, what it's in me. It's not on me.
So we're gonna talk about just you being a survivor, but I don't want to go out of order. So which one came first, being a survivor or getting into the work that you're doing? We're gonna talk about that.
Getting into the work that I do 100%.
Okay, so let's talk about that first. Yeah. Let's run down the list. You about to look at the time of this recording, she's working with the NBA, right? But then when the NBA is not in town, Golden Knights, Silver Knights. Who else?
Nighthawks.
Oh, Nighthawks.
Right now, that's it.
Okay, look. These are all professional teams here in Vegas, and so again, these are things that people dream about. And so right here in the studio, I'm sure I'm not the first to interview, but on this one, for my audience, you guys are going to learn what it is to have this type of job, be in this type of industry, and how it feels, and maybe how you can do it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Because we definitely want you to take something from it. So what made you fill out the application or whatever the process is? What made you go through with that?
So I'll start with why I choose this being the first thing other than survival. And then I guess even you saying that makes me think like, dang, no, I'm a survivor first. People don't realize that just being a cancer survivor isn't the only thing you can survive from. You can survive from a car accident, from walking out of your house in the morning, from an asthma attack, all kinds of things.
Being black in America.
Being black in America. So I survived, number one, like abusive childhood and things like that. I talk about in my book and things like, so I've survived that. So I would say survivor first. But I will say I started hosting super early, and I'm a twin, like I said, and my sister does not talk. She's super silent, super in the cut. She's an artist. She loves to draw. She's really great at it. And so that's her medium, And so I feel like I've always hosted us both from the womb, I guess.
Wow.
Maybe I was hosting first,
I like that.
Too, now that I'm thinking of it. I'm like, hi, I'm Jennifer, and this is Jasmine, because she's never going to tell you who she is, so I have to speak for both of us, So I think that's kind of how it started. But as far as what I do, so my title is an in-arena host or in-game host, and I'm the hype woman for the team. No one really remembers me, and that's great for me. I'm not trying to be famous or anything like that. I love the impact of in the game. Everybody's rowdy and excited for all the same thing, either on this team or this team, and that's fine. But in there, it doesn't matter what color you are, because we're all probably wearing gold and black or red and black. You know what I mean? All of that is the same now. We're all on the same team. So I love that aspect of it. And as an in-arena host, I'm like doing the sponsor shout outs, going up to the people and doing the contest, doing those free throw shots or the half-court shots, my favorite. Those are always fun. So that's the kind of part of it. The prep of that is not much, actually, at least for me. I can't speak for everybody. Exactly. We get a call sheet the day before. Yeah. You better look at it. If you don't, you don't. I'm somebody that studies things. I want to know who's coming up, who do we talk about, why, things like that, just so I can make my presence and what I talk about a little bit more exciting. I think I'm like one of the more witty in arena hosts. I can think on the fly, and I've always been able to do that. And I think that's something that really takes me a little bit further.
Yeah.
As far as like the application process, when I got to Vegas, I've been here 5 years.
Okay.
I came here because I got a job with the Raiders. I worked with them for 2 years as a community relations ambassador. Literally bottom of the totem pole. Yeah. We're the ones handing out, stickers and lanyards.
It sounds nice though.
I mean, it's cute.
Community relations ambassador.
Yeah. It's cute for sure. We get to go.
We used to call it street team.
I mean, pretty much. They could put a title on it, but what do you do? You can put a bow on something, but what are you doing?
I love it.
I got to go to all the games. It was the inaugural season, 2020, but it was also COVID. It was a crazy time for me. I just left Compton. I've never lived or moved anywhere in my life. I'm moving somewhere on my own, by myself.
I'm about to say, is your sister still back in Cali?
Everybody's still back in Compton. My family owns their own homes and all that stuff. Nobody's like a business owner or anything, but everybody's there. So I came here alone. And I was just like, look, I want to make this happen. I've gotten to a plateau in LA where I've hosted everything I could possibly host. I've worked with all the people. Like, again, I'm not trying to be famous. I don't care about that. I got to separate to elevate. Move to Vegas, do the Raiders. Then I started in nonprofits and things because I helped a lot of nonprofits out there. And I applied for an arena host for the Henderson Silver Knights, a minor league hockey team out in Henderson. I didn't get it my first go around. There was a lot of people at the audition, and they actually hired somebody that never even auditioned. She was a Raiderette. So I was like, so it's the Who You Know city. Got it. Okay, cool. The next year they had auditions again. So I was like, well, maybe it didn't work out, but they were just adding someone else. Yeah. And so I auditioned again, and they were like, hey, didn't you audition last year? I was like, yeah, and I was great then. I'm even greater now, and I'm going to keep coming back until you choose me. Wow. And they literally said right then and there, okay, so you're hired. Here's your paperwork. Because, I mean, it wasn't because I wasn't good. I was one of the best up there. I still have the videos from that, and I just look back and like, what could I have done better? I was like, I was great. Yeah. It's just, the who you know and who knows you type thing. Yeah. So here I am.
But the intestinal fortitude, we're losing that now. The kids are not taking that in. We're watching on social media. Everything is supposed to be, I'm supposed to get it right now.
Yeah.
But you said, I went back. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to come back. Mm-hmm. You knew what you wanted to do.
Yes, sir.
You already locked in on it. And it didn't matter if you failed a few times, basically, or knocked on the door and it didn't open a couple of times. You were going to knock it down.
Yeah, they was just sleep. Y'all was just sleeping there. I had to wake y'all up.
What is it about? What do you think it is with these kids these days, or with the new generation, why they don't have that stick-to-itiveness or that intestinal fortitude to just keep going?
I think they are very inclined to look at other people's lives. Wake up, because I feel like I was doing it too until I heard this. Yeah. Wake up, look at your phone, and figure out, what life do I want to live today? I choose you. And they do that. There's no real thought into what they want. They're getting told what they want. They're getting fed it. Wow. And then they're seeing all these people, because we have the social media, we can doctor it up to make it look like however we want. Yeah. They're like, oh, they must have got it fast because we're not showing how I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to a park for actual 9 to 5. And then I got to Summer League. And then I had to go home and cook and clean after my dog and say hi to my man. And you know what I mean? And make calls to my family who want to make sure I'm okay. I don't have all that. All you saw was, what's going down, y'all? It's your girl, JayBee. And I'm here at the, and that's it, with the outfit. And I'm cool and I'm calm. It's like they don't see the work part. So I think if that was more of a short form documentary style something on social media, because it's long form and people don't have the attention span to even listen, look, or watch long enough, you know? So I think that's why they just see other people doing it and they think they can do it too.
I love it. And you're absolutely, I agree totally. Do you feel like we have a responsibility to give them the real, or just fall in line with everybody else in social media? Once you got to this point, just keep giving them the short form content instead of telling them the long form.
I don't believe anybody that wants to really at least do what I do, and do it at a high level and do it in a great way and really make an impact can do it by just watching my reel. You would have to, I like people that want to say, hey, JayBee, I see what you're doing. I admire it. This is something that I wanted to do or I thought about doing. Can I shadow you? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can you mentor me? I love that. And I think that is what shows that you want to do something, that you might want to do it, and that you have the guts to do it. You know, you might think it's cool, and then you get in there and you're like, ooh, I really don't like talking, or my voice doesn't reach high, or I don't like these fans. They be drunk, they be around me. You got to think about all those things. You got to think about the game presentation team and who you're working with. Are you a pleasure to work with? You know, so it's a lot that goes into it, and I don't think it's a short form type of thing. Yeah,
just hearing that, what would you say to point out the biggest misconception that people have about your career and what you do?
That is easy. Oh, I could do that. I'm like, okay, you can do that. All right.
They always think that. Yeah, they always think that.
It kind of offends me sometimes because I have worked for this.
Yeah, it should.
You know what I mean? I have really like gone through some terrible events, you know, and some not put together things that people, you know, no run of show, no nice setup and camera crew, you know what I mean? So just unprofessional, and people don't know how to rock with that sometimes. They'll feel offended, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this situation now. You got to be able to deal with, you know, that and the really high up stuff that has like 17 cameras and 30,000 lights and makeup and hair and all that. You know, people could get kind of shaken from that too because they don't feel like they belong in that room. So, yeah, you need both.
So you got, that's, you know, it's crazy. You know, you got here 5 years ago, COVID. Wow. So, of course, we don't know. Did you come during COVID or right before COVID happened?
So I got a story on that. It's super short. Ready, go.
Oh, go ahead.
So my birthday is March 14th. I did the first person to ever do a TED Talk for TEDx Compton Boulevard. I was chosen. I had the longest talk. That was March 20th. And COVID happened, March 13th of 2020?
Yeah, so right around that same time. Yeah.
I was thinking I was going to be in front of a crowd. We had practiced for months and months. I'm thinking I'm going to be in front of a crowd of 100 people. We could only have 4 people. TED is like very strict on their guidelines of who can be in there, how many people you have, where it is, all of that. Licensing. And so I was now in front of about as many cameras that we have here and as many people as we have in here. And that was it, doing a TED Talk. And then that next week, I was like, I'm going to be going to Vegas. I got this Raiders job in like January, and I knew I was going to move. I didn't have an apartment yet. I didn't have any of that. So literally into the thick of it, like we were right in it. And nobody really knew what was going to happen. We didn't know the 6 feet. We didn't know the can't be in buildings with this many people, mask up. It was crazy. So I ended up going back and forth, Vegas, LA, Vegas, LA. I ended up getting a job in LA as the event consultant for a coffee shop that was just opening, helped them with their grand opening. They were like, you actually need a job because all our baristas are not coming into work. And I was like, yes, actually I do.
And LA was bad off too.
Oh my God.
I mean, COVID.
I can't even explain to you that part, but so I became a barista for the first time, but it was great. I love the people interaction. I like going to Starbucks. I like when they say my name. Hey, JayBee, come back for your macchiato. Yes, I am. So yeah, I was doing that and coming back to Vegas, doing that, saving my money. Tips was cool. People were feeling bad for us. There was only 2 of us in there, so I had tips. I had this check, and I'm like, I'm going to use all of this to go to Vegas and make my start, and that's how I did it.
You came here during COVID. You not knowing what the hell was going to go on. I mean, we came right after, 2021, so it still was going on, but not when it first happened. But it was rough then, and just to imagine. And then you came alone.
Yes,
you came alone, and you didn't come here like at a casino job where everybody would think that that's where the safety net would be. You're coming into in the sports realm, which is new to Vegas. You know. What would you tell somebody, you know, like about, what do you want to tell somebody the most about that experience that nobody wouldn't even think of, like coming in, what you felt, you know, what you had to, you know, muster up in yourself, the nights that you had to pray to even get to this, because they didn't even know.
Yeah.
This was new to the Raiders. Yeah. So they couldn't even give you, we're going to be all right. We don't know this. They could have said, go back home. Yeah. Because we're not going to open up to next year. Yeah. So what was one of the things that stuck out to you that you had to like really do, whether it was praying uncontrollably, you know, nights that you ran back home and somebody had to tell you to go back, anything?
The day that I got my apartment, I was in a 99-cent store in LA, and I was like, they never called me. I'm not going to get this apartment. Let me just call them. I called them, and they're like, oh, we were supposed to call you about 5 minutes ago. Yeah, you got the apartment. As soon as I got it, I was like, oh, everything's going to work out. I know it. Yeah. Because that was my biggest thing. I need to have a roof over my head. I need to be able to supply my own needs and not worry about my family doing it for me. Once I got that, my mind just like flipped. I was in a super horrible depression during that time. I was like half the weight I am now. I probably could stand to do a little bit more. But I was like super small. I just was not in a good headspace. But once I got that yes, I was like, oh, I'm going to get way more yeses. So let me go. I got there. Raiders were like, hey, so we're not going to have any games and, everything is shut down, but we're going to still pay you.
Wow. Shout out to the Raiders for that.
Come on, Jesus.
Shout out to the Raiders for that. You got to put that out there. Got to put that out there. Good looking out.
I was like, wow. So they were like, we're going to just pay you as if you were going to be working these events. We already knew what we had in line. We already knew what games we were going to do. We knew what outside things we were going to do. So we're going to pay you every 2 weeks like we would be. And hopefully next year, once we start everything up, like you'll be ready and raring to go. So I had that on top of like going back and forth to LA, still trying to do gigs, still doing the coffee thing a little bit. And I was able to pay my rent.
I love it. Again, shout out to the Raiders for that, because again, those stories aren't told enough. And of course, again, I'm not the big advocate for the NFL, but it's people like you, because again, your job isn't put out there like that. Right, nobody's talking about cares. Your job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's people that were taken care of for a season or what have you. Yeah. That wasn't there. We need to know about that. We need to put that out there, because also knowing that those jobs are available. You're going into these towns with these major teams and you're still trying to look at the regular jobs as opposed to knowing that they have jobs. Yeah. You can go there if you want to start at the bottom.
If that's the part. If you want to start at the bottom. Some people have that ego and that air about them that like, I'm too good for this. And to be honest, people would ask me all the time, JayBee, why do you do this? Like, you don't have to. You could be this, that, because again, it's in me. It's not on me. People are going to see what I bring already. So I did that for a year and they were like, hey, do you want to come in and work in the office? I'm like, yes. Do you want to run our Raider Nation on location? We haven't done it in 3 years. We did it in Alameda for a little bit. They took it away, but we feel like you could probably bring it back. We started Raider Nation on location. We started doing that, and they still do it to this day because I was able to resurrect that. But big shout out to the Director of Community Relations, Aberia Rum, at Raiders, that gave me that opportunity and really saw something and said, you go do this, black girl. And I was like, thank you. I will not make you look crazy.
It's something about saying yes, though. It's something about saying yes.
Yeah, you can't be afraid.
It's something
or even if you are.
It's something about saying yes to opportunity. It's something about saying yes to a job, to things that you don't know. But it's something about saying yes to yourself.
Yeah, bet on me all the time.
What is it about you that you want you and other people to bet on?
That I just want them to see that like I care about myself so much and that I want to do what I want to do so bad. Yeah. That there is no that's gonna make me stop doing what I'm doing. Yeah. I know what I want. I think that's something that people really should hone in on. Is like, what do you want? Not what society is telling you. What makes you feel good? What makes you get up in the morning? What makes you feel like, okay, if somebody was to cuss me out right now, would I still want to do this? If somebody was to say, you're not getting any money for this, would you still do this? I did Compton open mic. I started that in the city and did it for 2 years with zero pay from the city. 200 people would come out every last Thursday of the month from all over everywhere. Yeah. I had vendors and people selling their items and things. I never charged anybody anything to come do that because I knew that this is what they wanted to do. Yeah. If you cook, if you bake, if you have a book, if you have sunglasses that you make, whatever, like obviously you took the time and you have the heart to do that. So come out and show people that you do that. Come out and it was a free performing arts platform. Come do your poetry. Come sing. I sing. Come dance. Do whatever. I just wanted people to feel how I felt when I was on stage and whatever it was that they like to do. Yeah. So, I mean, if you can do it for free, you can do it for life.
Yeah, you answered that question when they asked you, why are you doing this? Because I'm happy.
Maybe because I love it. It makes me excited about life and, all the things.
Nobody wants to really be happy. They say they want to be happy, but no, you want the money or you want the status. You want to be in front of certain people.
And money doesn't buy the happiness.
You want to look good for certain people. Mm-hmm. It's not really what you're happy doing because you'll find a bunch of people in a miserable space where they make the money and they're coming home doing something for free that they love when they can be expanding that out to the world and making themselves happy because instead of doing that for an hour, you can be doing that for 8 hours. And then that could be giving you, that therapy that you need, right? That that outlet that you need. Yeah. But you out here trying to show off for everybody else. So kudos to you for just again how they say they like to use it as a buzz phrase, but living your truth. Yeah. Because everybody's not. Yeah. But you are.
A lot of millionaires that kill themselves.
all the time, and not happy at all. So we didn't get on that. Where's my bougie bag?
Oh my gosh.
Solid gold. But look,
I
got something in here, you guys.
So weird to see that.
Oh man, look at this here. Straight Outta Chemo. A fight for love and life. Right. Now, we just talked a lot about love. Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about life. Now, you survived cancer. Tell us a little bit about, how you got to that point and, how you feel now being on the other side.
So in 2012, 2013, one of those, it escapes me now. I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. It is a blood cancer. I found out because I was having night sweats, itching kind of like everywhere, literally. And I ended up having a lymph node in my neck that just grew really big. So a tumor that was just large and I could see it and something's going on. Went to the doctor. She never even did a test, tongue depressor in my mouth, stethoscope, nothing. She walked in, asked me what my symptoms were. I told her exactly what I just told you. And she was like, so you have cancer and you're going to have a biopsy. Literally day one, first time going to the doctor. And I walked outside of the doctor's office. I just so happened to live across the street from the Kaiser that I was at. And I was just like, this can't be a thing, right? I'm 23 years old. Like, wow. What's happening right now? My mom and I at the moment were estranged. We were not cool. I thought I was in love with somebody. I chose love over family. And I had a biopsy. I definitely had cancer. She was right, even though that wasn't probably the best way to tell somebody.
Yeah, bedside manner.
Yeah, it's terrible, terrible. People, these doctors definitely don't care, especially when you're a Black woman. So I had my biopsy, had Hodgkin's lymphoma. I started chemo like the next month. Found out that out in January. Had chemo started in February. I had chemo for every Thursday for 6 hours.
Wow, that's a long time.
It's a long time. And because your body obviously is attacked by the chemo, which is poison that they're putting in you, it kills your bad cells, yes, but it also kills your good ones. So when you lose your hair, your skin turns colors, your nails fall off, all this is stuff that people don't know that happens to you. Your teeth start deteriorating, all of that. Don't get emotional. It really sucks, So a lot of that time, it was supposed to be a 6-month process. It turned out to be 2 years because my white blood cells just would not fight for me at all. I ended up having a stem cell transplant because I had like 4 different types of chemo. Once they found out that those wouldn't work, they were like, hey, we're going to transfer you to City of Hope. And they're going to do a trial on you if you're okay with that. I said, I'll do 1 trial of this chemo that they use in Europe on white men that are like 60. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, I'm not doing any more trials. Just give me a stem cell transplant. Did the trial. I was cancer-free for 1 month. Cancer came back. So technically, I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. Had my stem cell transplant September 23rd, and now I'm cancer-free for 10 years.
10 years, congratulations. That's a round of applause. We can do a round of applause for that. Listen, when we talk about people surviving and we talk about all of the trivial stuff about money and jobs and things like that, you got over for real. Like,
can't do any of those things if you don't have your health.
Yes. And so do you feel like this enters the thought process when you take the job that somebody else, decide that you probably shouldn't take, or when you say I'm going to keep kicking on this door until I knock it down? Does that come into play? Like if I survive here, this is nothing to me? Of
course, I say it every day.
Oh man,
every day. I'm like, oh, this lady is getting on my nerves, or this man is annoying. Like I could deal with that. I beat cancer. Or obviously worse things, Yeah. I always say it like, oh, I beat cancer, so I can do that. I know what I went through. I know what it was like to be in a hospital for 2 months and not see really anybody all the time, or have a nurse come in all day, every day, night and day at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., every 2 hours to check your blood, and you have to be awake, and all your sleep is messed up, and people leaving you that you thought would be there. I was in a relationship, like I said, for when that was happening for 4 years, and he was like, on the ride to chemo one day, I don't think I can do this, and I think your mom would be a better like asset for you during this time. So I think you should move back with her.
Wow.
That was like more crushing than hearing that you got cancer for a second time or first time. Yeah. I was like, you don't love me because I'm sick? Like, you don't want to be around me? You don't want this? We be in chemo, and I'm like, I'm hungry. I've been here for 6 hours. I don't know why I wanted Taco Bell burrito supremes all the time, but that's what I was eating. It was literally a Taco Bell across the street from the hospital. Like, can you go get that for me? And it was like pulling teeth to get one. Wow. You know, like just being able to see that people you thought would be there for you would not. Like, I can survive anything.
Yeah. Love requires sacrifice, but also success requires sacrifice. And I think that you have come to that realization. And you've come that understanding through your own fight. Yeah. What would you tell somebody now that's in the fight of their life? It might not be through cancer. It might be, you said you was estranged with your mom at one point. You had a relationship that didn't go. What would you tell somebody that's in the fight of their life right now?
You've got to have faith in yourself. If you know what you want, if you want that relationship with your mom, if you want to be in love, if you want to be an in-arena host, if you want to beat cancer, you have to know that you want that and work towards that. If you don't know anything else, know that. Bet on yourself. You know that you want those things. Everybody else in the world doesn't have to know that. And fight towards that. Yeah. Not the negative part of whatever's going on. We know life is going life. That's regardless, and that's for everybody, no matter what it looks like. You don't have to help it though. Yeah, you don't have to help it. Do the opposite. Do the opposite, because that's already there. Yeah, you don't have to help it out. What's the good part of that? You've got to find the silver lining. Yeah. Find the golden ticket in whatever that is. I personally collect Funko Pops. I know that's crazy to some people, but I have like over 300 of these small figurines and boxes that remind me of nostalgic things that make me happy when I'm not on stage, Yeah, I hear you. That's something I'm like, I'm going to focus on that for some time, just because I want to find cool ones. Like, it could be something super small that makes you happy, That's something I would tell people. Know yourself. Yeah. And then you'll find everything else.
As an author, and I wrote my first book, and it was about my life. That was hard. That was a hard 9 months. You got a couple of them.
I don't want to do it again.
That first one, oh my God, 9 months and a big old fat grown man crying. How was this process? Reliving this. I know as an author.
Awful. I hated it. Every moment of it. Not gonna lie. It took me like 6 years to actually put it out, if I'm being honest.
No, I understand. I quit so many times.
So many people don't understand. They're like, you keep saying there's a book out. You should write a book. You keep saying there's a book out. And I'm like, yo, bro. Like, you gotta relax. Number one, it's not something that you're over. When you have cancer for life. Yeah. People are in remission. There is no cure. There wouldn't be a Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. There wouldn't be St. Jude's and all these other places. Yeah. You don't recover. Yeah. You always have it. And when you have to write the story over and over and relive things that you like, oh my God, I forgot about this part. Oh yeah, my sister has a different depiction of what's in that book because she saw it from the outside looking in, and all of those things. And it was very, very hard. And then I self-published, so learning how to do that and reading more books on how to do that. And now it's YouTube University, so that kind of helps a little bit more. But like, I didn't have anybody kind of helping me with that. Yeah. It sucked. I did not like it. Again, I went to school for broadcast journalism. I love writing anyway. Yeah. But I like other people's stories, much like you. My story is a little bit annoying. And knowing that people have read it now, it's a little bit embarrassing sometimes. My boyfriend just read it. I told him I didn't want him to read it for a whole year. And now I finally let him read it on our anniversary. I was like, guess what? Here's a book. You go ahead and get that. It's a little bit embarrassing because I'm revealing myself. Yeah. Anytime you're naked, you know what I'm saying? You're like vulnerable, and people know things about you that they didn't know. So hard, and still hard. But I'm proud of myself for doing it, because if I can beat cancer, I can write a book.
And listen, we have to continue to tell our stories. Yeah. Us as a people, that's one of the things we lost. And we need to get it back.
Storytelling, the griots.
Yeah, we have to let everybody know what we've been through, so we know that we can get over. We can come through the situation. I understand it. I did have a team in the machine behind me. So literally whole lives with 40 people on live. Oh, I didn't know this happened. Mm-hmm. And having contracts with the government, and they're like, you were a felon. What? And I wasn't even pardoned at that time. I ended up getting pardoned like a few years after the book. So, and they still didn't say, okay, you can lose this contract.
Right.
they were just like, oh man, way to go.
Yeah.
But you didn't know that was going to happen. You didn't know what it was, so it was just a lot. One of
putting yourself out
my
there.
craziest stories was some of my friends, literally, I said I wasn't going to tell a portion of our story because they were still out in the mix. And the very next month after I released my book, they went to jail with $1 million worth of drugs.
Oh my gosh.
So imagine me telling that. It'd have been a whole nother thing. So it was just hard for me to let it go.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, so many tears and stuff like that. The other ones came easy. Like I'm like, I'm a writer now.
I got it.
Yeah, but that one about you is the hardest one. So, I'm glad to let everybody else know. Go ahead. You got permission to write your book, but it's going to suck.
Yeah.
That one about you is going to suck. But get it out. But did you feel a release when you were done?
Yes, because I was like, I accomplished it. I did it.
Yeah.
This is something I've wanted to do for a long time, even if it wasn't like this story, because I have, cancer wasn't my first bout. I had a lot of them before that, and I put my TED Talk in there, like the script of it. I have a poem in there just kind of about what my life was like at the beginning, I mean, that's not the first thing I went through, and it's not going to be the last, I'm sure. So did I feel a release? Yes, because I accomplished something that I set my mind to, and I was able to say, okay, I did it,
Yeah, it's just something different. And I think that everybody has a story, and I still honor authors because this is not an easy thing to do. And a lot of times we go ahead and trivialize it now because everybody seems like they're an author.
Yeah.
But it's still, most authors haven't even sold 250 copies of their book. So
I have not.
Well, it's time for you too.
I'm still working on 100. Amazon.com, it's on there, and I got physical copies.
Well, we're buying copies right now. We're going to put this on here, so we're going to buy some copies.
Awesome, thank you.
We're going to buy some copies. We're going to invest in your book.
I love it.
And it's going to be up to you to donate the copies that we buy.
Okay, I love that.
To individuals who you feel that need to know how to fight for their life and fight for their love.
I'm excited.
So this is what we're doing, how we support, and we're going to get you over that hump. Because this is transformational.
I'm close to 100.
No, we're going to get you over that, and we're going to go from there because this is transformational right here. This is that thing. We know what, look, that changed my life. Once I wrote my first book, I knew I could never go back, and I knew I would never go back. Having skill sets, having something like this in front of your name changes everything. And if we had to look at it like that, though. Yeah. We can't just say, oh, it's just something I did, or as artists, oh, it's something I did for me.
Yeah.
No, people need your art. Yeah. People need your story. Everybody don't have your story. You got your own story. Mm-hmm. And so, but it's somebody going to be coming up with their own. They're not going to know how to handle it. And they're going to need this book.
That was definitely a reason for writing it. I was looking for things for me when I was going through it. And I was like, there's literally no stories about a Black woman that has cancer, that's young, young adult, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this will be for them too. I had the #1 book on lymphatic cancer on Amazon for like 4 weeks. So that was cool to see, Yeah. But it's not out of a lot because there are no stories for us. So I definitely would love that. So thank you.
No problem. We're going to support you. Tell everybody one thing. As we wrapping up, I just want some advice for the people. How to go ahead and get through their day or through their week or through anything right now from you to the people.
I like to think about Lauryn Hill. She's my favorite artist.
Wow.
I love her.
That's home team from the same city.
Hey, let's go. Was it Jersey?
Yep.
Hey,
North
okay.
New Jersey.
I'm like, I know my girl.
Yeah.
So there's a song that she has on her only real album, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, that says, forgive them, Father. And she said, a friend once said that I found to be true, that everyday people, they lie to God too. So what makes you think that they won't lie to you?
Wow.
And I don't know, resonate so much with that line. It just helps me to remember that at the end of the day, all I got is myself. I have family, I have support, and I love them. But when we die, when we're out of here, when we go to God, the only person that he's going to be asking about is you. Mm-hmm. How are you making that impact in life right now to be able to say, God, I did all I could. I gave all I could. This is what I have. All I have is me.
Yeah.
Are you going to accept that? And aside from that in life, are you going to accept yourself? Have you done all you came here to do? And you can't always believe in man for that,
Excuse me.
Of course, you can't always believe in man for that. You have to believe in you. So that line
believing in you believing in you. Wow. Listen.
Just believe.
More than 100 people need to know this story. So the thing you said that stuck out to me was, have you gave enough? Mm-hmm. So you got to, I'm posing that question to you, not for the camera, and saying, have you gave enough?
Probably not. Love of my life right now would probably say, you need a part 2. You need to tell them how you're happy now. And I'm like, because not all stories have to end bad.
You mentioned Lauryn Hill. She has one real album, and she's still touring. That was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I'm
this
front
is
row
what
every time.
this is what that means. This one book can change your life for the rest of your life for the next 30 years. And you can do a part 2. I'm with my man. I'm with him. You know what I'm saying? Do that too. And he probably now you're not gonna do it by yourself. You're gonna be there. You're gonna have support. You have all that stuff. But this is all you need to change your life. And you have the platform. You're in front of a bunch of people. Tell them. Wear that with a badge of honor. I won, and I'm still winning in your face.
In your face.
In your face. I'm not sitting behind being quiet, because you're not quiet, you know. But this is going to save a bunch of people, and this is with the trick. This is how people get to where they need to get to. How many people have you helped? How many people do you serve? The more people you serve, the more successful you become, and the more you please God. You've created something to serve. Sometimes you don't even got to do it. That's why I wrote my second book. Because I said, if you can't get to me and all the trainings and the teachings I was doing, I got this book, this training manual. Yeah. And that was the real reason I'm documented saying that on camera and on the news. If I'm not in your city, if you're not booking me, somebody can still get my book and still get the training right there because it's in the book. Because my purpose was for me to touch as many people as I can. So I'm charging you with that. To do that.
Yes, sir.
Let everybody know how they can follow you and see how dope you are on a daily basis out here.
Oh, shoot. Well, you can follow me on Instagram. That's at more2, the number 2, JayBee, more to JayBee. Again, it's more to me than what you see, more to you than what you do. You can always find me on my website as well, www.more2jb.com. I also own and trademark my own brand for the city of Compton, my people, www.comptoncelebrity.com, serving the underrepresented and the undertold stories of the most amazing city in the world. Shout out to Jersey as well. That's how you found me.
Hey, no, Newark and Compton is definitely like, it could be sister cities, one on the east and one on the west. A lot of my people go out there and they get real comfortable. Yeah. Because it's sort of the same. It's just the palm trees and then the dirty smell. You smell Newark as soon as you get like 2 exits away on the turnpike, literally. Like, we
I'm
get close.
Here. I went there actually for the Black Girls Rock.
Okay.
I don't want to say concert, but event. Yeah. They had the city of Compton like raised money for my friend and I to go because they were like, JayBee, you rock, so you should go.
Newark is, you smell it though. You can smell it, and then you got the, our airport is the biggest airport on the East Coast, so that's the thing, that port situation. But we literally kind of liken ourselves to Compton, our West Coast sisters and brothers over there. So it makes the same.
Welcome to the city.
Exactly. Listen, you guys, I told y'all we were going to continue to be upgraded here in Vegas, and look, she did not disappoint. She did not disappoint. So go ahead and go on her website. Tell me the website one more time.
www.more2jb.com. You can find the book, Straight Outta Chemo.
The book is right there.
Fight for Love and Life on Amazon.
Look, we're going to put this book on her website so she can get all her bread.
There you go.
Not just a cut from, from Amazon. We like Amazon, but we want to go get it. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. Go ahead and we're going to get this book on the website.
There we go.
So you can go ahead because I'm going to buy the books from the website. Now, this is my copy, but we're going to donate to the website.
Okay, awesome.
So that they can get the books from you directly. So get your copies ready, and we're going to work out some things. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and move some units. We're going to talk to some people because we need to have these stories. And if you have a story, this is the license for you to go ahead and write your story, talk about your story, podcast about it, do something. Because I promise you, if somebody is somebody just like you in Compton, even though you in Newark, somebody from you in Vegas, somebody in Miami got the same story, and they can't touch you, but through this book, through social media, whatever, they can touch you, but you're just not telling the story. Look, somebody's out there is looking to hear what you got to say. This is what this platform is about. We're talking about uplifting individuals. But right now we focus on people right here at home in Vegas. And y'all can find us at jhaleem.com. Go to YouTube / in the studio with J Haleem. You can always find me. I am J Haleem on all social media platforms. But go in there, like, subscribe, click the notification bell so that you can see this lovely young lady right here telling her story, kicking it with me. Yeah. And I got a sneaky suspicion that we're going to do a few other things going on in the near future. So stay tuned. But next time, come check us out right here, your boy J Haleem in the studio.